Just bear with me right now. I'm a little under the weather. Not feeling good today, but I wanted to do this video because I want to show you that the deep state, the Democrats, the Rhino Republicans, and the news media all work to coordinate to make up narratives so they can do what they do and then they can keep their power. If we held Joe Biden to the same standard that we held Donald J. Trump, right now, Joe Biden would be getting ready to be impeached. They impeached Donald J. Trump for exactly what Joe Biden has done to Saudi Arabia. I did videos and I talked about how they use the Saul Alinsky tactics, how they accuse their opponent of doing exactly what they do. Well, right here is a perfect example of it. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how the media lost their mind. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather right now. So again, bear with me. I'm going to show you how the media lost their mind, how Biden has done exactly what Trump was impeached for. Not only did exactly, but the callousness in which they treat the American people, it's disgusting. One of the core tenets that they impeached Trump for was holding military aid from an ally when they asked him for a favor and he refused to do it. In other words, they claimed that he was extorting our allies. That was the whole purpose of the impeachment on Donald J. Trump. To me, the worst of this is not just that they did this, but the contempt that they hold the American people for. So I'm going to show you this. Saudi Arabia says the Biden administration asked them to delay oil cuts until after the midterm elections. In other words, to do them a favor and don't cut the oil because they need that because they don't want the prices to go high because the elections are coming up. In other words, after the elections, after the American people, if the prices go sky high, we got what we needed, which was the power we always want. That's really basically it. But that's not what he should be impeached for. What he should be impeached for is the same premise that they impeached Donald J. Trump for. And that is, he asked them to delay, which is a favor. And when Saudi Arabia refuses to do it, he threatens to withhold military aid. And I'm going to read this little story right here. Saudi Arabia said the Biden administration pressured them and OPEC nations to delay oil production cuts by a month, possibly intending for Americans to avoid feeling the impact of higher energy costs until after voting in the midterm elections. Right there is just a slap in the American people's face. Again, but that isn't the reason why he should be impeached yet, if you're following their standards. OPEC nations announced a unanimous vote last week to cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day. The 13-nation oil cartel, which includes Russia, said the move was about market stabilization, but the production cuts come as European sanctions leveled in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine threatens to hurt consumers there over the winter months, in addition to driving up the cost of fuel in the United States. There you have it. He asked for a favor in exchange to get a politically advantageous position. Exactly what they said Trump did. And now right here, here's what they said Trump did. Biden will examine all aspects of U.S.-Saudi relationship, including arms sales. So including cutting off arms sales. Isn't that exactly what they accused President Trump for? President Joe Biden will examine all aspects of U.S. ties with Saudi Arabia, including arms sales, as administration officials begin quiet discussions with members of Congress and congressional aides about how the U.S. could impose consequences on the kingdom following the kingdom's decision to partner with Russia in cutting oil production. I just ask you, what is any different about what they impeached President Trump for? The answer is nothing. This is exactly what they impeached him for. And yet the media, all the leftists, the rhinos are dead silent. Let me show you a video right now of how they reacted to President Trump when he did exactly this. Hang on a second.
a series of events that looks like extortion, withholding aid to an ally, and then, quote unquote, asking for a favor to...
He just met all that criteria. Withholding aid to an ally, asking for a favor, and it's extortion.
To essentially benefit yourself politically.
To essentially benefit yourself politically until after the midterm elections, so we the people won't feel the pain of higher gas prices. It's all there. He did a quid pro quo that they accused President Trump of, which he never did, but they're doing it. This is the whole Saul Alinsky tactic.
Quid pro quo, bribery. The bribe is to grant or withhold military assistance.
The idea that somebody would withhold badly needed weaponry for political reasons at home is beyond the pale.
And there you have it. Biden committed a quid pro quo. The media won't talk about it. The fake rhinos won't talk about it. I don't see anyone on TV pointing out what Joe Biden just did. And of course, the leftist media is totally dead silent about it. This is what I want to show you, that these people all work together to get anyone out of power, to go after anyone who doesn't jump on board with their narrative. President Trump wanted to find out about corruption that was going on in Ukraine. If you don't think there was corruption in Ukraine, you're not paying attention to what's happening. We are about to go to war, potentially with Russia, or World War III. Sorry about that. Because of corruption in Ukraine. They are about to kill potentially billions of people, kill your child, our children, in a war that the American people have no fight in. There is no reason to be in Ukraine at all right now. Yet, we're on the cusp of a war with Russia because these politically corrupt SOBs want to cover up all their crimes in Ukraine. If this isn't a quid pro quo, then I don't know what is. This is exactly what they impeached Trump for, and I need you to see that. Please share this video. Show people that the corruption in our government, in our media, is endless. You don't have to like President Trump. You don't have to like anything he did. You don't even have to agree with me politically. But one thing we should all agree upon is we need a government that we vote for. We need a government that acts in behest of the American people. If you win on the left and you get leftist policies, fine, you won. You went out there, you did what you did. If we win on the right, we go and we win and we get to put in the policies that we want. But we can't have government that's manipulating the voting. We can't have government that does what they want that doesn't benefit the American people. And that is my whole point that I'm trying to get across. These people act with impunity. They make up things to get rid of their political opponents, and they arrest people on the other side of the spectrum. This is not the America I grew up in, or at least I didn't know this was going on. But this all has to end. Joe Biden has to be impeached over this. There's no questions about it, and all the Democrats have to be on board. And if they're not, then they get impeached too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.